Donald Trump is continuing to be the most dangerous squatter in America, but many people do not want to hear that. And this version of reality is like an exhausting fucking nightmare. But America needs to face the truth, and there isn't much time left for us to try to figure it out. Now, last Saturday, Trump had held a Klan rally in Youngstown, Ohio, and officially it was in support of the U.S. Senate candidate J.D. Vance, but as usual, it was mostly a tribute to Trump himself, because Trump has to make everything about himself. He delivered a pathetic Klan speech that seemed equal to what you would hear from Mussolini, and it was a horror movie and a cult ritual. And Trump told outrageous lies about Biden, asserting that he is mentally incompetent and is likely to start a world war through his weakness. And basically Trump just described himself. Now, his speech was full of the usual white supremacy and the white supremacy fantasies of vengeance, but it was even more grotesque and delusional than we could never think of. He accused the Democrats as being radical, which they're not, and that he also referred to the deep state as practicing a form of political repression, unlike anything our nation has ever fucking seen, which was obvious projection. But so was this, and this is what he had said. Everyone associated with this travesty will go down in history as scoundrels and arsonists who tried to demolish our justice system, which is what Trump tried to do. And basically shatter our most sacred traditions, which Trump tried to do, and wipe out the very foundations of our democracy, which also Trump tried to do. And basically it was and wipe out our very foundations of our democracy for their own selfish partisan gain, and probably other reasons that we'll never know. Yeah, I never understood why Trump tried to how could Trump try Trump, who was being selfish, basically tried to basically hold on to political power for his own gain. They did not spy on Trump's campaign, and nobody wanted to do anything about it because it didn't happen. We had a couple of attorney generals who weren't too great, but no matter what our sick and deranged political establishment throws at, Trump's political agenda was deranged as it was, and Trump would continue on to attack the cruel and vindictive political class, which he said was coming after him, but not just him. And he said that, oh, they're coming after you and me. They're coming after you through me. No, they're not. Trump, you tried to take away our votes by gerrymandering districts. And then came Trump's blatant embrace of the QAnon conspiracy cultists. William Bunch of the Philadelphia Inquirer described this surreal moment. Now, the swelling, quasi-religious, or maybe late-night inspirational infomercial melody that accompanied Trump's Ohio Jeremiah wasn't random, according to Trump tracking experts. Last month, the Democrat-leaning watchdog group Media Matters for America identified that rising melody, hinting of a coming storm that appeared again Saturday in Youngstown, is either a WWG, 1WGA, whatever that means. But even by Trump standards, the Youngstown speech was a vile example of what we know to be called fascist propaganda, and it was nothing more than political theater. His audience loved his cultists inbreds loved it and ate and lapped it up. Now those outside Trump world and the right wing echo chamber found it understandably revolting. But looking the other way, it's not an appropriate reaction. The mainstream media are supposed to be the guardians of democracy, and they do not have the luxury of ignoring this gathering darkness. But too many journalists and media outlets are doing exactly that. What is particularly lacking is any sustained narrative that clearly and constantly explains to the American public how Trump and the Repug fascists and how they pose a dangerous threat to our democracy and to the society and their literal personal safety. Now, some media outlets have been preemptively surrendered to Trumpism, and they leaned into obsolete and dangerous habits and norms of fairness and balance in a time of what we call ascending fascism. Now, in an example of the type of incisive truth-telling that is rarely featured by the American mainstream news media, Anthea Butler, author of the book White Evangelical Racism, provided critically important context for Trump's speech in a series of Twitter posts. Even I don't use Twitter anymore, but basically she goes on to say, yeah, it's fucking creepy and fucking weird, but take it all with the other Klan rallies going on. So basically, the Reawaken America tour with General Flynn, the Charlie Kirk revivals in Arizona with the Repug candidates, you have a major faction of the Repug party morphing into Republican religion. And yes, it is fucking fascism, but it is bringing elements of conspiracy theory, QAnon alongside evangelical Christianity, and it's to blend into a movement with charismatic figures who people can latch onto and imagine themselves part of the end times and saving that nation. One of the most dangerous things about all of that is that it empowers regular people into